I was just listening to Zach Hubbard, and he brought me to an interesting point. Um, we've been trusting all these people with our lives, trusting them to. We didn't want to finish school and do the 8 and 12 years these people went to school, so we trusted them to do it, and then they turned around and fluked us. So, based on the fact that every time I've been to the doctor for stuff, they've prescribed me with Advil, uh, ibuprofen 800s, pretty much every time. I've had repeated X-rays on my shoulder, negative, but yet I've had pain. Um, they've prescribed me with numerous pain pills. The pains never went away. Uh, the fact that they've taken X-rays, CAT scans, it's all coming up negative. The fact that uh, the doctor in LA charged me for a MRI that I never got. That's on my credit report. Uh, Based on that, uh, I don't even trust doctors anymore. Based on all the information that's coming out now with the vaccines, I mean, if you're a doctor, I don't trust you. Like, I don't trust doctors. I don't trust geologists. I'm surprised that um, there's geologists on YouTube, and they're not coming out defending themselves that they've been lying about the fossils and the metamorphic rocks and melted brick buildings and floods. They talk about floods, but then they just talk about all they talk about is the Great Flood. Um, so geologists, doctors, your degree of stupidity means nothing to me. It's a degree of stupidity. Uh, a guy even laughed a couple weeks ago when he told me his kid graduated and got a degree. I said, "What, a degree of stupidity?" And he started laughing, in which I didn't expect him to. It just kind of just like Tiger got out of the cage, and he said degree, and I said degree of stupidity, not knowing was if he was gonna laugh or not. And he started laughing, and I was like, "Oh, that's funny." It's a degree of stupidity. So I no longer trust doctors. I mean, based on my own experience, not even based on this what's going on right now with the Action Jackson and the Jabba Dabba uh, Action Jackson, the nation of the vax. Uh, yeah, man. I mean, I know. I mean, Zach Hubbard said that he just said it too. He was like, "I'll probably never go to another doctor again," and I've been feeling that way. I would try to go to the doctor in New York, couple, I mean, like last year, and they were only seeing people for COVID testing, and if you had like pain in your leg or your knee and then you weren't bleeding, then you had to submit yourself to a COVID test, and you can't have your phone out. They had federal agents dressed in doctor suits telling me that I can't record on the premises of the hospital. I'm a federal agent. You can't record. I was like federal agent dressed as a nurse, like undercover agents walking around. So that's one of the things that made me no longer trust
Extra every time they do somebody under, like
doctors'
how a hospital gets extra
offices.
money when the COVID's on the death certificate. And speaking of dying at hospitals by the numbers, there's always the example of Vince Lombardi, who died at Jesuit Georgetown's hospital one day before the NFL season began. And I gotta bring him up because yesterday Harbaugh, again, if you guys are new here, we teach the 4-base ciphers, but if there's only one cipher, I always say the same thing. If you can only have one cipher, it's this one. Yesterday, Harbaugh got his 39th career preseason win, and he tied Vince Lombardi with 19 straight preseason wins, right? He did it over the Panthers, who are from Charlotte. And notice Charlotte's 39. Notice Harbaugh's 39. And notice when you write out the Raven, it equals 39. He coaches the Baltimore Ravens, who are named after the Edgar Allan Poe poem, The Raven. So, the Raven 39, Harbaugh 39, Charlotte 39. He sets the record with his 39th win. He does it on a 70-date numerology, And that matters because Harbaugh tied Lombardi, who died on 3/9 in 70 at Jesuit Georgetown. And this goes to show that they even do rituals in the preseason with these meaningless games. You know, this stuff goes on all the time in the world of sports. And it is just sick, sick, sick. Also in Baltimore, Orioles is 39. You know, they like this number in Baltimore. We talk about this all the time. Patreon with the sports. But big number there in Baltimore. So Harbaugh ties Lombardi's record with his 39th preseason win, winning his 19th straight game. And again, Lombardi dead on 3-9. So, what's interesting about Lombardi is his name equals 38, and, you know, Panthers.